Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Tracy, and I am back with another video. Anywho, please allow me to remind you what to do. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, turn the post notification buttons on. You hear it first. So, let me get my palate wet. And I'm not an alky. I just enjoy wine. I'm a wine lover. Yes, but let me jump right into my topic. What I want to talk about today. Who pays on the first date? Who pays on the first date? This is a lot of questions in a lot of people's heads. And on top of that, some of us may have different opinions, but I'm going to share my opinion with you. Like I love to say, my MO on my platform, it's a no judgment zone. You will never be judged over here. You'll never be questioned. All of your opinion and your views are valid. At least on my platform. Right? We agree to disagree. But all of your opinions are valid over here on my platform. But I'm going to start by saying most men are whether you're a man or a woman, or if you're in a relationship where someone's a dominant, most of them would expect or would want to pay for the first meal on the first date. But that is not always the case. That is not always the case. And I'm going to explain to you why it's not always the case. Sometimes we may have to understand that different people have different philosophy about things, different ideology. So what I've always recommended on a first date with somebody, you should always go prepared to pay for your meal. You always want to go prepared to pay for your meal. You never want to think that this person is going to pay. Even though they may be the one who asks you out on the date, that does not necessarily mean that they want to pay for your meal. They may want to split the bill. So my recommendation, always make sure you have your money in your wallet or in your purse or whatever you carry. Make sure you have your money in the event. Number one. And on the other hand, why I believe you should be prepared to pay for your meal. One, if the date do not go very well, and this person decides, you know what, I'm just going to get up and walk. You do not want to be stuck washing dishes. You do not want to be stuck with the cop standing over you. You do not want to be stuck taking your heels off to run through a door. You're not Usain Bolt. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in order to prevent any of those things happening to you, my recommendation, carry what you call the get vex money. That money should be always in your pocketbook. If you don't carry a pocketbook, push it down in your bosom. If you don't have a purse, push it down in the bosom. because you always want to be prepared to pay for your meal, because you don't know what is going to happen on that date, especially a very first date with somebody. You don't know if the conversation is going to go well. You don't know if this person is going to be disrespectful at the end of the last bite, and you may just have to tell him or her to just stick it somewhere. What is going to happen then? How are you going to pay for your meal if you're not prepared? Right? Next pointer. When you're being asked in a date, and trust and believe me, when you're being asked in a date, please do not pick the most expensive places to go. Please be mindful that everybody ain't rich. And even if they're showing the rich persona, that may not be the case. And on top of that, if this is going to be a regular 9-to-5 gentleman or woman, whomever it is you're gonna be going on the date with, please, you do not want the person to spend their entire paycheck, let alone the rent, to pay for your meal. Especially those who really wants to genuinely pay for the meal, but then when you take them to these expensive places, you are literally going to let this person pay their rent for a meal that you ate. That is inconsiderate. So my recommendation is, be mindful of the place that you pick to go to eat. Just when you go, do not choose the most expensive meal on the menu. Don't do that. That is selfish. If you want to have an expensive meal, take yourself out. That is just the proper etiquette. And if this person is offering now to say, okay, honey, can I order for you? And there are a few options in there. And if this person offered or chose the most expensive thing on the menu, the right thing to do is to accept. Do not let the person feel less than. Accept. That's the right thing to do. But don't just you going off on your own will to just order the most expensive meal on the menu. That is not right. That is not okay. Be considerate. And the next thing, guys, if you go out with somebody on a date and you are not familiar with the names or the wording of a meal or a drink, please do not attempt to pronounce it. Or please do not call it something you think in your head if you're not sure. It is embarrassing to say the wrong word or call a meal or a drink the wrong thing on the first date. It's embarrassing. My recommendation is, if you're going to go to a restaurant, and especially if you know where you're going, it is very easy. You go online and you research their menu. A lot of restaurants nowadays have their menus online, where you can go, you can research, you can see what is on the menu. And if you see something that you like, or you can practice. So when you go on there, you see something on their menu, what you like, you go ahead and you research it, you practice. If the name sounds unfamiliar, and if there's something you think you want to try, if it looks good on the menu and you want to try it, please research or ask somebody. If you don't know what it's called or how to pronounce it, ask somebody before you go, because you don't want to look like an ASS or somebody who is not well traveled, or somebody who have never been anywhere. You don't want to act as if you are coming from somewhere off the streets. You know, you want to present yourself well and be your best on a first date. And one of the most, and I'm going to throw this in, guys. One of the most mispronounced word on a menu, and it's always on the drink menu, the wine menu, where a lot of us go out and call this word Merlot. And a lot of us go out and call it Merlot. A lot of us go out and call it Merlot. And it's not Merlot. It's Merlot. Right? And there's another word. A lot of us go out and call it hors d'oeuvres. It is not hors d'oeuvres, girls or men. It's hors d'oeuvres. So we have to practice before we go out on these dates. We have to go out in our best attire. So if you look the part, you have to be able to act the part. That means you make sure, like I said, research where you're going, especially if you have an idea where you're going or you know where you're going. Go online and look for the menu. Practice it. Please don't go acting the fool and embarrassing yourself. You don't want to be left at the table. That is why you better make sure you have your money to pay for the meal. The next pointer. Please, you want to attempt to pay or offer to pay. It's just the etiquette. You do not want to just sit there with your hands folded and you're just acting like, or you're asked to go to the bathroom when it's time for the bill to be paid. No. That is not a dating etiquette. You should subtly, not just try to get in your bag and pull your card out or something, or lay the cash down on the table. Absolutely not. Subtly, ask, would you like for me to, put the tip down? Would you like for me to pay? Even though in your mind, you don't want to pay for this meal, but at least it's the etiquette. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And the next thing, let me just add this in there. This was not on my list, but let me add this in here. Please know how to use your utensils. Please know where to put your utensils. Please know that you do not do this. Please remember, you do not meet your utensils, guys. You bring it to your mouth. So, I am just, I think I'm just blabbing, right? But I do hope that this little snippet of the first dates, who pays, helps someone. And remember, again, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody other than yourself, because you know somebody other than yourself, about my channel. Share. Don't be selfish. Ta-da!